Welcome to the Explore Real Estate Show. I am James Boslaw, your Fredericksburg area realtor and vacation rental investor. And this show is all about real estate in the Fredericksburg area, the Fawn Lake Community, and the vacation rental space. I help people buy and sell homes because I believe that everyone should grow their wealth as they live in or own a home that they love. I also believe that you should feel confident when you are buying or selling a home, and confidence comes when you are well educated and informed, and that's what this show is all about. Enjoy the show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Explore Real Estate Show, where in today's episode, I'm going to go over the real estate stats for the Fawn Lake community in the month of June. And I'm looking forward to going over this with you. There's been a lot of shifting and different things taking place here within Fawn Lake within the last several weeks. And I'm going to talk to you more about that at the end of this episode, because at the beginning of this episode, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look back at the month of June, all the homes that have sold in the month of June, and we're going to take a look at what that data has to say. But I do want to remind you of something. All the homes that closed in the month of June went under contract in the month of May. So here we are, 2 months removed from May, and we're seeing a lot of differences in the market now, right here in July, than there were in the month of May. Because once again, what took place in the month of May and all those homes that went under contract in that month, they closed in the month of June. And that is the data that we are looking at today. So this is a lagging indicator of what took place in the past. All the stats that I'm going to share with you are taking a look at what has closed last month in the month of June, which was absolutely wild in a good way here in the Fawn Lake community. So let's dive into the stats for the month of June of 2024, and we're going to compare June of 2024 to June of 2023 first. And when we do that, well, the first thing that we see, get ready for this, is that the overall sold dollar volume is up 438%. Yes, that's right. Those numbers are very rare for me to shoot out, but our overall sold dollar volume is way, way up. As a matter of fact, we had over $12 million, almost $13 million of overall sold dollar volume closed in the month of June versus last June in 2023, which was just over $2 million. So we had a lot of homes close in the month of June. And not only do we have a lot of homes closed, but we had them close at a very high average sold price that is up 48% from last June. The exact number, the exact average sales price in the month of June here in Fawn Lake is $1,170,182. So we're talking about basically $1,170,000 was the average sales price right here in Fawn Lake in the month of June of 2024. The median sold price is $1.1 million. Both the average and the median sold price is up over $1 million. Those are the highest numbers we've ever seen here in Fawn Lake, especially when you take a look at the average sold price. That is a very, very high number. Now, the units sold, this is a very important number to look at. The units sold was up 266%. Now, let me just break down what that really means. What that means is in June of this year, we had 11 homes closed, or 11 homes that sold. Whereas in last June, in 2023, we only had 3 homes that sold. So when you take 11 homes that have sold versus 3 last year in June, obviously that's where you get the 266% increase in the units sold right here in Fawn Lake in the month of June. Last but not least, the average days on market in the month of June was only 13 days. And that is definitely low, especially when we look at year-to-date numbers, which we'll talk about in just a moment. But for the homes that were listed, they went under contract in 13 days in the month of June. That is down quite a bit from last year in June, when it took about 21 days for a house to go under contract. Now, all those numbers basically are telling us these 2 or 3 things. Number one, there's more overall sold dollar volume of homes sold, that homes are selling at a higher sales price, and more units are moving in the month of June. And that is a healthy thing. That is a great thing. If you're a homeowner, that is absolutely welcome news. But what I want to do now is I want to take a look at the stats here in Fawn Lake year to date. So what that means is we're going to take a look at the first half of this year, January through June, those first 6 months. And we're at a halftime moment here. And what we're going to do is we're going to compare those first 6 months of this year to the first 6 months of last year. And we do that, we're not just looking at 1 month, we're looking at 6. We have more data to pull from, and I think it allows us to get a better feel for what's taking place right here in our community. When we do that, the overall sold dollar volume year to date, January through June of this year, is up 75%. That's great. More homes, more sold dollar volume this year versus last year. The average sales price is up 21%. And once again, that average sales price January through June here in Fawn Lake is just over $1 million. That's fantastic. Last year, it was closer to $877,000. The median sold price is up 12%. The units sold this year, year to date, January through June, we are up about 39% on overall units sold. What that means is that 32 homes have sold right here in Fawn Lake in the first 6 months of this year, whereas in last year, in the first 6 months, there was only 23 homes that sold in those first 6 months. So we have more units moving. We have a higher average and median sales price, which leads to overall sold dollar volume. Now, the average days on market year to date is substantially higher. Matter of fact, it's 207% higher this year in the first 6 months than it was last year in the first 6 months. And what does that mean? It means that year to date, on average, it's taking a house about 43 days to go under contract right here in Fawn Lake if you're looking at year to date. So the month of June was definitely a hot month, especially as far as days on market. But what we're seeing is that year to date, the average days on market is quite a bit higher. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, what we are seeing is that homes are selling at a higher sales price. More homes are selling, which is all good. But we are taking a look at lagging data. This is data that we are looking back at for the month of June for homes that went under contract in May. And so I do want to fill you in with what's going on in our community here within the last 6 months. Or 6 weeks, I apologize, the last 6 weeks here in Fawn Lake, we have started to see the beginnings of what I think could be a shift. A lot of our homes that are listed for sale have been reduced in price. They're remaining on the market. Currently, we have 36 homes on the market here in the Fawn Lake community, and some of those homes have been on the market for quite some time. And so we're seeing more and more price reductions. We are seeing less demand, which is leading to houses being on the market for a longer period of time. And I think that we're going to start seeing those numbers and what's taking place right now in our community in next month's episode when we take a look at the month of July and see what that tells us. But also as we take a look at the month of August, I think the next 2 months are going to be very pivotal for us to look back at the data and really see what that reflects as far as our current state of the market here in the Fawn Lake community. But you do get a little sense that buyers are starting to have a little bit more leverage now if they're looking to purchase a home in Fawn Lake. So if someone is looking to move into the neighborhood, maybe they can get a home for less than asking price. Maybe you can get some concessions, maybe. And so the buyers are starting to have a little bit more leverage here in the Fawn Lake community. With that being said, we're going to be watching these things closely. This is just a gut feeling that I have based on what I've experienced and talking from other agents. But even though it's my opinion from what I'm seeing, these numbers will not lie. So I'll be able to report out next month and then the following month to test that opinion and see if it is true or if it's not true. But the numbers will always tell the story of what's going on here. And I am honored to be able to bring that to you every single month. So with that being said, I'm going to close out this episode with just a quick reminder. If you are watching this on YouTube, then please click the subscribe button. I am trying to grow the subscribers that I have to this channel so that everyone can be kept up to date on what's going on right here in the Fawn Lake community, the Fredericksburg area, and vacation rentals as well. So please make sure to click subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're listening to this on Apple's podcast, please follow my show as well so that you can be kept up to date on all of our episodes as they come out. I hope you all have a wonderful day, a great week. Right now, we are in some of the hottest parts of our summer. So I hope you're getting out and enjoying the pool or the lake or whatever it is that you can do to stay cool. And I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Have a great week.